I'm really excited to introduce Fabi workflows. It's the easiest way to pull data from any data source, analyze it with a mix of AI, Python, and SQL, and then push those insights back to where your team works in Slack, email, or Google Sheets, for example. In this video, we're going to build a workflow together that looks at a list of open opportunities and uses AI to categorize the risk of each opportunity using AI. And then we're going to send an AI-generated summary to our executives via email. Okay, so before we just dive right in and start building, let's take a quick look at what we're going for and get an overview, and then we'll start building from there. So the goal here is for us to create an AI-generated email that goes out to our executives on a regular basis, a weekly basis. And this email is going to have a few components. It's going to have an AI-generated summary here, along with a chart showing how many deals, open deals, are in each risk category, and then a link to a Google Sheet that has these deals. So the way this is going to work at a high level, if we just go back to the top here, is we're going to be pulling a list of opportunities from Google Sheets. Your data could live anywhere you want. You could also pull directly from a data warehouse if you want. You could just write a SQL query here. Google Sheets is just the easiest for us to use in our demo. And then we're going to use the AI to categorize each deal according to the risk level. We're going to filter on just the enterprise deals and then have the AI generate a summary for us along with a chart here. And then we will put all of this in an email. Okay. So let's start from scratch here and build this together. I'm going to go to a blank SmartBook. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull the data from our public URL here. So I'm going to click on Google Sheet Pull. And I do have this data that's available and it's linked in our template. So I'm going to copy and paste that URL here and paste it right here. And we're going to call this sales data. And actually, I'm going to go here just to try to make this one-to-one, just to make sure I'm matching the template that I'm going to be sharing. Okay, so sales data, we hit run, and this will import your spreadsheet or that specific sheet here as a Python data frame called sales data. Okay, great. So now we have our data. And actually, I'm going to toggle over, now that we have the data pulled in, I'm going to toggle over to our workflow view. It's the exact same sort of concept as the SmartBook. It's a much easier way to understand exactly what we're building and how everything works together, at least in my opinion. So the first step here is going to be to use the AI to categorize each deal according to the risk level using the notes here. So we have this plain English notes field, and we effectively want to know, is this deal low, medium, or high risk according to AI if we look at the notes. So the way we're going to do that is right here down below, we're going to add an AI enrichment cell. So let's go ahead and put that there. And what this takes in as input is the input data frame. So in this case, our sales data. And it takes the field that we want to process. In this case, it's called notes. This is case sensitive, so capital N here for us. And then it's going to ask us for the output data frame name. So we're going to call this processed sales data. And then we're going to call the output field risk. And I'm actually just going to go and copy and paste the prompt that I already wrote here, just again, to be consistent with the template. And I'm going to hit preview, and this will show us a preview of the first 10 rows with the risk level marked. Oops, sorry, let me go here. Okay, so you can see here, it's marking each deal by medium or low risk according to what it's seeing in the notes field. Now, this is the preview, so it's only doing it for the first 10 rows, you can see here. We want to switch over to run mode to basically do batch inference and do this over all opportunities. In this case, we just have 200, it's not that many. But this batch inference works over up to 10,000 rows. If you do have more than 10,000 rows, just let us know. We can work with you on higher limits. But 10,000 rows should get you pretty far. So let's take a look here. Again, we can see deals categorized as low, medium, and a few high risks in here. Fantastic. So now we have our opportunities. We have the sort of core data. And then again, we have that sort of AI generated risk category. So now the next thing we want to do is in our email that we're going to send out, we want to focus just on enterprise deals in this case. So I'm actually going to add another cell down here. I'm going to add a SQL cell. SQL cells are great to do quick slicing and dicing. So I'm simply going to say select star from, and then we're gonna query the data frame that we've processed. So processed sales data from, where, and then we want to focus on the enterprise deals. So let's go take a look here. Okay, there's segment. So segment and it's enterprise. So let's go and just type that down here. Where segment equals enterprise. Let's run that and see. Okay, there we go. Now we have our list of enterprise deals with the AI risk level flagged here. And then that is producing data frame 1. So from here, we're going to we're going to create a plot, so I should say, of the number of opportunities, enterprise opportunities in each risk category. And we're also going to ask the AI to generate a summary. So I'm actually going to ask the AI to create this chart for me. So I'm going to open up our AI analyst agent panel here, and I'm going to say, create a chart showing total number of deals by risk category. And so this analyst agent on the right-hand side is fantastic as an assistant to help you build these workflows. It's really great at code generation, and it's very, it's designed really to be aware of the concept of smart books and workflows in Fabi. So here you can see it's doing what we want, except maybe I want the order to be low, medium, high, not by number of counts. So I'm going to say order this by low to high. Again, really powerful agent here to help you, quote unquote, vibe code workflows or even dashboards or just ad hoc analysis. Great. Let's take a look. That looks good to me. For sake of time, I'm going to accept this, but if I were doing this for myself, I'd maybe play around with the colors a little bit, the formatting and that kind of stuff. But I'll run with this for now. So I'm going to say add cell to SmartBook. That'll add it down below here. And I actually don't want this table down here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. I'm just going to comment this out and rerun it. Great. Perfect. Okay, so we have our chart now that we're ready to embed in our email. But as I said, we do want to add an AI-generated summary of these deals. So let's go ahead and add another cell here. And we're going to add an AI summarization cell. So this summarization cell takes in as input data frames, in this case data frame 1, which are just our enterprise deals. And we're going to call this the output AI-generated summary. And we're going to give it a prompt. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste my prompt here because I already wrote this. And I want to try to stay consistent with my template that I'm going to share. So we're saying generate a brief executive summary and highlight the key deals at risk. And again, I'm going to run a preview of this, which is going to run on just the first handful of rows. Okay, this looks great to me. Now, if we run this on all rows, let's take a look at what it gives us. Amazing. So it looks like here the AI is giving us a summary of the deals, the risk level, the stage of the deal, along with some notes, and it's just giving us 5 sort of like key deals to focus on. That's perfect. So before we wrap all this up into an email, there is one more thing that I want to do, which is I want to send these enterprise deals with that risk flag back to Google Sheets. So I can include a link to Google Sheets into my email to my executives so they can go and inspect them themselves there if they want, because they might just be more comfortable in Google Sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and create one more cell here called Google Sheets push. Okay. And then again, this takes data frame as an input. So data frame 1, that's perfect. We're going to push this to sheet 1. Actually, I'm going to push it to this here. So this is just my demo sort of destination spreadsheet, if you will. So sheet 1, that looks correct, sheet 1. And then we're just going to override the entire sheet. And I've already authenticated, so I just need to click here. I'm going to search, well, my spreadsheet's already showing up there, so I don't even need to search, but I'm going to click on the workflow demo, select, and then let's go ahead and run that. And we should see our data populate in here in just a second. And there we go. So now we have our AI generated risk level along with our deals in this spreadsheet. Again, you could probably push it back to your same spreadsheet if you just want to sort of enrich the same sheet here, but for the sake of the demo, I'm just pushing this to a new sheet. Great. Now that we have our spreadsheet and we have our AI generated summary and our chart, we can prep our email. So down below here, I'm going to do one last cell for this workflow. It's called an email send cell. And this is where you can type whatever you want, and you can construct an email using all these elements. So for example, we can call this weekly deal summary, and then you might send this to your execs or your marketing team or your sales team. And then we're going to embed our AI generated summary. So here, that's the name of the Python string that was generated. Again, reminder that that's what we gave, put as an input, I should say, up here. So AI generated summary. So let's scroll down and let's insert the summary by using double curly brackets, AI generated summary, and close those curly brackets. And again, just make sure, okay, so the link's appearing here. That means it is grabbing that successfully. And then I'm also going to embed the chart. And the chart here is called Fig. Again, if I had more time, I'd probably go and rename that something more explicit, but we'll stay with Fig for now. So Fig here, especially if you have multiple images, that gets a little bit confusing if you just call it Fig. So again, you can see here, it's grabbing it correctly here. And then let's run a quick preview of this email. And this will render HTML, so it'll look really good in an email, and it will be designed specifically for email clients as well. So this is fantastic for your executives who might be opening emails, for example, on their phones, rather than other BI solutions that will take a screenshot of a dashboard and make it really hard to actually read. So you can see here we have our AI generated summary with the markdown and the charts embedded, and it also has a link back to this report. And actually, I forgot one more thing. I did say I was going to include a link to this spreadsheet. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste this. And let's go back to my email down here and let's zoom in real quick. I'm going to say link to a spreadsheet with enterprise deals. There we go. And again, I just rerun this and actually I can do it right now. And this will include the link down here. So this is just a preview of the email. Once you're ready to send this out, you can switch this over to a run mode. And then to schedule it, you simply hit publish. And you can basically build an interface to this. So you don't necessarily have to configure this, but you can configure the dashboard that is available. Again, you don't necessarily need to spend too much time here. But once you're ready and the email is all prepped, you simply hit the schedule here, you select the schedule that you want, you hit finish and view report, and that will schedule your email out to go out on your regularly scheduled basis. And just like that, you see how easy it is to build these insight pipelines and meet your stakeholders where they are. We're really excited to see what you build with Fabi workflows. Happy building.